What it do, Modified family? We are out here in my garage. I don't typically do work on my cars at my home because I rent, so I'm not technically allowed to, so I'm not going to do anything to jeopardize my ability to stay in this house. But I have a bunch of cool stuff in my garage, and it's all in shambles because we moved recently in the last few months, probably like 3 or 4 months ago, and this is like the second or third time I've even been able to be out here. So behind me, from like there to all this, it's just like a ton of parts and speakers and guitar stuff. Yeah, and so I need to go through it. I want to clean out my garage, but I'm seeing what I have that I don't have to spend money on that I can install on my Honda Fit or my Ep3. Like up there's the Type R front and rear lips for my Ep3. I had another project, so this box right there's like adhesion promoter for plastic, and then I have some of those red Scotch Brite pads to scuff it up. So I just need to get like the paint and the primer. So I have a lot of this stuff, but I'm just gently gathering stuff. So let me show you some of the stuff I found. Just give me 5 on my black hand side and let's go. So we're just gonna do a quick little rotation. So I found these Dev Sport and Top One side splitters, and I went and took the top one with the little winglet pieces, and I held it against the Honda Fit, and it's a little bit too long. I think they would work otherwise, and I really just don't want to chop them down. They're meant for like the EK or probably the Integra, like the DC Integras, but they're super rad. So if anyone wants those are definitely for sale. A friend of mine said, hey, I see you have a bunch of Hondas, or a Fringe now. He hit me up and he brought me this box of stuff. And so a lot of the stuff he brought me is in this box. So under all this stuff, there's like an alternator relocation bracket for the K series. I think it's to delete power steering and AC. You could move things around. So that's in there for free. I'm probably not gonna do either of those mods, but it's cool to have. I gotta look up what this is. Like, I don't know what that is, but it's from Jackspania Racing. And I always hear like the Texas Honda channel talk about that stuff. So if it's something I can use, I definitely will. This is the spark plug cover for my Ep3. Then I have these 2 covers, and I don't think these are the correct intake manifold covers, but I'm gonna run one of the 2. So that's one of them, and then that's the other one. And one of them is for my new motor, because I got it from my friend Pat, and then the other one is probably for my current motor. But I'll figure it out, because I really like to have those on. It makes your motor look a lot cooler when you have that cover on, especially in California, where I'm not allowed to do any cool intake manifold modifications, but I won't need to once that motor's in there. These are other cool things. I didn't find these, but there's a B16. Let's check it out. For sale. This I've had for a while. This is a B16A. This is the old school one. Very cool. So I got a B16A, and I have a B18B full swap. This was supposed to go into my Civic wagon that I sold, but it's manual trans. The whole thing's complete. This is pretty much drop-in ready. There's the stock ECU. It came from 94, 95 Integra LS. I was going to convert everything to OBD1, and I have more stuff for this. Hidden behind here, we have the innovative mounts that were converted to hydro, manual, and also my wagon was the automatic. So yeah, so it's to convert all that. And then what else do I have for that? I also have the right axles for the DA, and that's the intake right there. So yeah, a pretty complete thing. I've been trying to sell. No one's been interested, but more things for me. I was looking for my battery tie down on my Honda Fit, because I think that's possibly why it's making noise. And then I also have this really cool spoon replica muffler I want to throw on the Honda Fit. I keep meaning to call the muffler shop in town that's helped me out with like every exhaust on every single one of my cars, and I just keep forgetting. So I'm going to call Monday, which is tomorrow. So yeah, these are definitely going to go on. I'll probably put this on today when I take my car to work and see if it makes that noise go away. I think there might be something loose under the bumper. I also found this. This is my window banner. It says Spoon Sports. I'm going to try to put this on my Honda Fit today. I will not be picturing doing that because I'm not going to do it well. I just hope it comes out good. This is the spray paint I use for all my tire stencils. And this is my tire stencil. This is my 15-inch wheel one. And I have not sprayed my spare tire, my full-size spare. So I can probably do that today and knock that out. And over there is my 16-inch wheel stencil. I make those by hand. All right, let's come right back. I'm gonna get that hopefully front sticker on, and then I'll try to stencil those tires. I'll probably show the tire stencil because I've done it before, but it's super easy, super fun. My answer to almost any problem is a window cleaner. A window cleaner. I don't know what kind of paint this is. I'm pretty sure I got it at Walmart. That's what I've used to do my tire stencils. I don't expect them to last forever, you know, so I don't do a lot of special prepping. I bought this wheel used. It's just a match of my other Honda Fit wheels, but there's no plastic dip on it because whoever owned this before, whatever junkyard it came from, they didn't plastic dip the wheels, the owner, before it got to the junkyard. So yeah, it's a matching wheel. So this is my full-size spare, and this is just a Accelera tire. I don't know, but it's a little dirty. I mean, just in the sense that it could be cleaner. And so I'm just gonna take it and I'm gonna wipe off a smooth area. That's where that stencil's gonna go, and that's gonna get as much grease off of it as I care to take off of it. You know? So that's pretty easy. And then the stencil, I just measured the height that I wanted and then did the radius. And that's how I came up with this. And it came out perfect the first time. And I found a font generator online and I generated the font. And that's the one I've used. And it's pretty legible. Like, you can tell what it says. And I hold it. So this is meant for like a 50 sidewall. I think these are 55s, so that's what I think I'm running all around. Yeah, these are 55 sidewalls. So there's plenty of tire for this to hit, and it's pretty meaty. And the rims aren't like special in any way, in the sense that like I didn't do anything to the wheels. They're not clean, they're not painted. So if I get a little spray paint on it, it's not really gonna matter. I came to the side of my house where it's not super windy, and I'm just gonna try to put this down. And even if it doesn't come out perfect, it's still gonna have that like race car look that I want, so I'm not super worried about it. So yeah, so I hold it down, and a lot of times it feels like I'm just spray painting by hand, but also I'm trying not to let it run, which it usually doesn't, because the rubber's pretty absorbent. And that's another thing I'm thinking, trying to let it run. Trying to smear it. Okay, and we'll do both sides real quick. Oh, and I also try to paint away from the rim so that the paint doesn't get on the wheel. So that came out perfect. I'm very happy with that. This one's gonna be upside down. You also gotta be careful not to do what I just did and touch the bottom of the stencil. That kind of negates the purpose of keeping things clean. And I try to make it straight across, like clean line up. I don't want them too close, and that's as good as it needs to get according to my eyes. Okay, in place. Yeah, super easy, super fun. I like doing DIY stuff. So I do have a degree in art, and so I try to use it. I paid all this money for it, have no debt for it. That's good though. This one's gonna be much more blown out than the other one. No, that's exactly how I want it. All right, so I'm gonna let this dry, but I'm gonna show you what we got and how close I got. It shouldn't be any stretch in the imagination that my screen name is Civic Star 98. That's what my tire stencil's saying. Because I don't buy fancy tires, so I'd rather advertise for myself. If I didn't have my screen name, I'd probably have Honda Racing. I love the way those look when people stencil those on. Yeah, so that was that first one. This is the second one. And I'm not really worried about this. It's gonna wear off as the tire wears down, but I think this looks pretty dope. This is a quick little side note. I found this big sheet of ABS plastic. I think I'd made some aero before. I made like a rear diffuser on my EG hatch, and I just keep the scraps because you never know when you're gonna need it. And I was looking at the Dev Sport little winglets that go on your front bumper, and I think I'm gonna make some of my own. I'll cut it out of this, and I'll just buy some 90-degree little brackets and I can either bolt or pop rivet it onto this. I'll probably rivet it on this side because I have a little hand rivet gun thing on this, and I'll be able to put it on the front bumper of the Fit, maybe do a rear bumper one, just to make this slow car look super aggressive with a bunch of aero. A long time ago, I ordered these, and they're, again, little like wing diffusers, and same thing, little like 9-degree brackets in there. And I was checking on the bumper of my Honda Fit, and they fit. So I'm gonna try to install these bad dogs when I take my bumper off to find out what else is making noise besides possibly the battery being loose. So now I got my window cleaner still. I need to find painter's tape so I can hang up the banner and hopefully get that to adhere smoothly. Okay, I cleaned off this window. I used that foaming cleaner. This car has been sitting in the sun for like a couple hours. I just got home. There's a lot of stuff going on with this window. It was not prepped very well for paint. I don't know what all this stuff is. Maybe stuff like window sealant's leaking out. I don't know. Not clean that off. That's not really a big deal. I think this paint or this primer is pretty well adhered to this front windshield, but I tried to clean it, degrease it. I put on gloves just to not transfer any grease from my hand. I found the painter's tape. Here's the banner. I got this off AliExpress, so it might not be the greatest sticker. I haven't had it too long, so hopefully it's not too old and it peels off the way I want. This is the black piece. It's gonna provide a shade up top, and then I have an X-Acto knife. So I gotta get this to adhere first, and I can trim the edges with this very sharp blade, and then I gotta get this to adhere on top of it. So this I'm not gonna film because I don't have any particular skill in this, but I'm gonna do my best. All right, note to self, next time I order a sticker and it comes rolled up, which is totally fine, lay it out, let it get flat. So right now I have it taped down across just about where I want it. And again, I can trim off the excess, because I think I'm gonna put it over the rubber seal and then come back later and like cut it to shape so it's like cuts in perfectly. It's a little bit longer than it needs to be, which is perfect, so I have some room to play. I'll probably start on the driver's side and smooth it out. I probably need to grab like a card, like a credit card, so I can really flatten this out. And then it's gonna say Spoon Sports on top of it. And I have plenty of visibility. It is a nice little shade for the inside of the car, just that upper level of the windshield. And I can still see, and it shouldn't cause me any legal trouble, like by impeding my vision. That's just some BS that cops like to pull you over for. When I saw myself getting pulled over, I can see them. Between my lack of skill and the heat of the windshield, that black vinyl piece was nothing but air bubbles. I could not get it to adhere flush. The wind kept giving me trouble. So I got this down. I think this looks pretty good. I just centered it by eye. I did not measure it. I'm like, this is gonna be good. There's a few air bubbles in the S. Right there. I'll probably try to keep working those out. And then I got a little crease in the P there, and one big crease in the T and the O there. But otherwise, Spoon Sports, baby. Nothing on here is Spoon Sports, real or replica. Just a lot of sticker tuning, like my license plate cover I've had for a while says Spoon on it, and this. I would love for this to be a Spoon Sports Honda Fit, but I honestly cannot afford anything from Spoon Sports. But I absolutely love the style. So Stolen Valor, I'm taking it, I'm sporting it, rocking my 109 horsepower, probably even less than 100 horsepower to the wheels. But yeah, that was our video for today. Let's go check out that wheel, and I'll put it back in my trunk. I'm not gonna bury it where it's supposed to go. I'll just sit it on top carefully, because I have a lot of the swap parts from my new engine for the Ep3 in there. That's from the K20Z1 and the throttle body and a bunch of that stuff. All right, there we go. That's the end. So yeah, this came out perfectly. It matches the other one. See, they were plastic, yep, this one's not. But yeah, if I get a flat tire and no donut, I can just throw one of these bad boys on and we keep jamming. All right, Modify family, peace. I hope you have some really cool stuff coming for you, just as I get time and money to work on it.